I think she's looking for you, hon.
Oh, sorry. All right, now you're live there too.
Okay, we're live here too. We're just waiting for people to get in here because I came in at the very last minute because we've been running straight in here from Indianapolis where Pastor was taping today for the television broadcast. So we are literally on the run
On
today.
the fly. What? Okay.
We are literally on the run today.
Man on the run. Okay, let's see. Woman on the run. I don't think that'll reach.
Pastor's running with wires. I don't know what he's doing.
He doesn't either. You should have enough. Oh,
kind of
shoot.
scary what he's doing.
Get that.
No.
No.
No. All right. Give Pastor Paul a hug for you. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista. Andale. I'm going to go over here.
Okay. We've got Australia over here. And, we've got an international crowd over here today. All right. Okay.
Almost over here where it's cooler. It's so hot up there.
I didn't ask for how long.
I'm going to have to figure out how to mute you guys here. Where did that button go?
Find your button.
I can't find the room button.
Come on now.
Oh, here we go. Here's the participants. Okay. Admit all.
No, I'm going to be trying to do some stuff.
Okay. All right, we're going to mute you all now so that we can get started, but I am going to keep watching so I can keep admitting you, okay? All right. So welcome again to Hebrew class. We're going to just do a lot of review today in case there's some new people, for one thing, but also because Hebrew starts going through your head and so it's a good thing to review. So we're going to go back through the review today. So welcome to you all. Pastor to open every segment screaming what?
I think I just did I?
Yes. So Pastor is in the room with me, so you never know what's going to happen around here, all right?
I'll try to be good.
All right, so let's go back and let's review a little bit. We are just working on the Hebrew alphabet. That's all we're doing. We're just an introduction into the Hebrew alphabet. That's all we're doing. All right, so we're not getting really in depth here, but we are working on the Hebrew alphabet. And that alone, letters create. The letters create. It's not just a Hebrew alphabet. These letters actually create. This is what God used to create the world when he spoke the world into existence. These letters are very special. They actually create. And it's quite an amazing journey that we're on here. So we will start with Aleph again. You remember Aleph is the beginning of the Hebrew alphabet. And if you remember, we talked about Aleph being the actual the letter that we use for Adam or Adam as we do. You can't hear this. Okay.
They should be able to.
Let's come closer.
Be careful, okay? I'll help you.
Pastor's going to help me. Come closer to me.
Come closer.
All right. So Adam, Aleph is the word. Adam starts with the very first letter, which would make sense. He's the very first man, and it's Adam. All right, A-D-M, Adam. Zoom info. Maybe Melissa can help you with that Zoom info over here on YouTube. Melissa, they're looking for Zoom info on how to get into the Zoom. All right. So Adam. A and a D and an M, or an Aleph, a Dalit, and a Mem in Hebrew. And the cool thing is, if you just go with the D and the M, or the Dalit and the Mem, it's blood. Dam is blood. So that would make sense. Adam and the Dam is blood. If you go with Adam, it can also mean mankind. So it means a lot of things. But the other word that I wanted you to know that would start with Aleph is Amet, which we get the word amen from, meaning truth. Amet. A and a mem, an M and a T. Zoom says waiting for the host. Okay. It just means truth. I've left everybody in here, over here in the Zoom.
Yeah, at first you gotta keep letting them in because they
Well, it says
show.
everybody's in, so.
Okay, just keep checking every couple minutes.
So, all right. Oh, here we go. There's one. So, for truth. All right. Everybody is muted. All right. So, all right. So, there you go. Amet means truth. It's an Aleph and a Mem and a Tav, or an A and an M and a T as we would know it. And Av is father. So where do you hear that? Av, it's Abraham. We know it as a B, but a bet is, you will know in the next letter is goes with a B or a V sound. So it's Father Abraham, right? So you start that with Av. All right? So
Abraham.
Abraham.
Yes.
Avraham is how they say it.
Okay, excuse me.
Mhm.
Abraham.
Mhm. So a bet review is the letter B or bet. Bayit is house. And what would you find in a house? You would find a son and a daughter. So there you go. You find a Ben is a son. So you hear that all the time. Ben Joseph would be the son of Joseph. Bat Rebecca is the daughter of Rebecca. So a bet is a daughter, a bayit is a house, a bat is a daughter, and a ben is a son. So there's your review for the letter bet. The third letter is Gimel. You thought we were going to go with a C, didn't you? A Gimel is like a G, all right? A Gimel. So you have a Gesher is a bridge, or a Geshem is rain, all right? A Gimel. A Gimel goes with camel a lot of times, all right? Because a camel is very giving, all right? And so there you go with Gimel is your third letter. Your fourth letter is Dalit. Dalit means door, all right? And literally there you go, D-L-T, door, or a Dalit, a Lamed, and a Tav, door. And like we said before, a D and an M, or a Dalit and a Mem is blood. That's what you found in the middle of Adam, right? And Dag is fish. A D and a G, or a Dalit and a Gamel is fish, right? Hay. Remember we talked about this hay? That's the Har is a mountain. And you see that all the time in Israel, everywhere you go around, because there's mountains everywhere, right? So a lot of the signs have that Har in that. Or this Hallel is a song of praise. Hallelujah. Song of praise, right? But hey, in front of words means the. So you can actually see Hahar, the mountain. So you see hey in front of words all the time. So you always see ha this and ha that. It means the this and the that, all right? So hey is the. So you'll see a lot of hays everywhere, all right? Vav in review. Vav is a hook, or a prefix meaning and. So you'll see that at the beginning of things all the time, all right? And you know, and he said, and this and that. You'll see Vav all the time, all right? All right. Good to see you, Marie, over here. All right. Let's take a look, see. We need to admit a few people over here. Good to see you all coming in tonight. Good to have you all here. All right. We're just doing a simple review right now from things that we've already talked about, but we're just warming up our Hebrew for a minute, all right? We're warming up, all right, babe?
I'm warming up my Hebrew. Abraham.
Now
Abraham.
these are things we have talked about, but now let's talk about the letters that we learned last week, okay? So this is new. All right, so Zayin, that's where we left off last week. Let me get rid of this. Zayin, that was the letter that we talked about that was like a weapon, right? A weapon of our warfare. And what was the weapon? Was remembrance. So Zachar, if you can remember the statutes and the laws, remember? It's a weapon of your warfare if you can remember your statutes and your laws. So Zachar, Z and a Kaf and a Rosh. So what do you remember? Rosh is your head. We haven't got to Rosh yet. But Zachar, remember, it's a mighty weapon of war if you can remember these things, right?
Isn't Zion too? That Zion?
Zion, yes. Zion starts with the Zion.
Right.
But
and
it would be.
And the symbol looks like a weapon kind
Yes, it does. Because that's exactly what it is. So Mount Zion, you're right. Yes, so that would be a Zion, a Vav. I didn't put it down here, and a Nun.
But when you say Zion, it's Zayin, I think.
A Vav.
No, Zion.
Zion.
Oh, it's not Zayn?
Oh, Zion.
It's Zayin.
That's the letter.
Oh, I know how to spell Zion, but this is the letter Zayin.
Yes, that's the letter.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the mountain Zion.
No.
Yes.
I'm learning Hebrew, darling.
Yes, all right. But yes, Mount Zion as well.
I'll sit over here, they can hear me when I'm learning my letters with you. Off to the side, because we don't want to.
Then there's a real common word, this, and it's just zeh. Zeh is this. Zeh. Just a simple zeh. So it's a Zion and a hey. Zeh is this.
Zeh. Zeh.
Just zeh.
Okay. That's
This.
okay. That's good.
Zeh. But another cool word I love saying it is zayit, and that's olive.
Really?
Zayit.
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 That's how you say olive in Hebrew?
Uh-huh.
Zayit.
Zayit.
With that little zayit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zayit. Somebody's phone's going off here.
Don't worry.
Zayit is
Let them in.
olive.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody in?
So that is a Zion, a Yod, and a Tav.
Okay.
Zayit. That's olive for you. Okay? So this is Zeh. So that would be a Z with a it's called a Sere, but it's a S sound, like an E.
We have somebody here right now on YouTube from Zion Branch Ministries.
Oh, cool.
They're out of Virginia.
Okay,
So
awesome.
they use the letter Zion.
Yes.
Zion Branch Ministries.
Yes.
Isn't that kind of cool?
There you go.
Welcome.
Welcome to you.
Shalom.
Wow.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. All right. And then we have the Het review. All right. Remember the Het? And that, remember, means life. So I went ahead and put that back down here for you. So it's a Het and a Yod. That just simply means life. Simply just means life.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
But you can do a Chelel, and that's a flute.
Really?
Yeah.
A flute.
Uh-huh. Chelel. It gets hard to say. Chelel.
I'm not trying that one.
All right. And then you could do a Hag. And that means the holidays, but it specifically means the feast holidays, the 3 feast holidays. And what are those?
Whoa, wait a minute. Shavuot? Shavuot?
Pesach,
Pesach?
which is Passover.
Passover,
And
yes.
Shavuot is Pentecost.
Pentecost.
And the Feast of the Tabernacles.
I don't remember.
Yes, that's what it is. The Feast of the Tabernacles,
Okay.
Pentecost,
Yeah.
and Passover.
Yeah. So what are the 3? How
Those
do you
are
say
the
them?
3.
How do you say them?
Pesach.
Pesach.
What is that?
Don't worry.
Okay. And Shavuot
Shavuot.
and Sukkot.
And Sukkot. Okay, I knew that. I knew that. Okay.
Yes. So those are the specific 3 feasts when you are to have a mo'od or an appointed time in Jerusalem. So that's when you say Hag, because that is the specific holidays,
Okay.
the specific 3 feasts. Okay, that goes with those.
4x Farva says, why am I blocked? You're not. I can see you, 4x Farva.
If we can see you,
You're
are
not blocked. Neither is Sean Farmer. So could be a little bit of YouTube censorship. Okay, they will censor certain words, or if your sentence is too long. It's not the mods. The mods are treating you very nice.
Okay, so I have the wrong tet here. Let me go up and get the tet review. All right, here we go. Now, I wanted to spend some time on the tet, because remember we talked about the tet and how the tet is about the seed war and the hidden light within the darkness, right? And how the tet, if you weren't here last week, we talked about the tet. Okay, let's go ahead and redo the tet, since I want to go there. All right, so the tet is the 9th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and it's depicted by a snake coiled in a basket, or it could be like a pregnant woman, right? So it's a numerical number of 9. Again, the woman carries a baby for 9 months. It's a paradoxical meaning. It could carry both good and evil, and it may be hidden. So it appears first in Genesis 1:4, and it's the perfect example of this paradox, because it says, and God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness, right? And you see right there, Tov, in the word Tov, you have the tet and the vav and the bet. They use the word Tov all the time. God saw that it was good, right?
Brokatov.
Yeah, Brokatov.
Good morning.
Good
Yes.
morning,
Yes.
right? And so it puts it right there in the middle of the light and the darkness, right? So I want to show you today a really cool word with the word that starts with the word tet, that, Pastor, you're probably going to preach.
I'm getting into this. Come on,
Mhm.
come on.
All right, because here we are again with this word. We talked last week about think about the womb and the conception, and how you have the light, the spark of light within the conception, right?
Right.
The cosmic spark of life
Right.
at conception, yet it's hidden in the darkness of the womb until the light comes forth for the life, right? Think about that just for a minute.
Okay.
Hidden within the womb for the 9 months, the life, right?
Right.
In the darkness.
Yes.
Yet it started with the spark of
Light.
life
Life.
and light, which
Right.
we know now. We know now because of science that you can actually see that spark
Spark.
of light
Right.
at the beginning of conception.
That's exactly right.
It's so amazing. But now look at this, Pastor. Hang on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold on.
Everybody, hold on.
Hold on. I want to show you something.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
So let's go to the tet review. The word ark is teva.
Okay.
All right.
How do you spell that?
It's a tet. Oh, well, it's not a tet. I'm sorry. It's a tav.
Okay, but
But let's go with teva. It's a tav and a vav and a hey. All right.
okay.
But check this out. All right. Within the ark, within the
Let
same.
somebody in, Heidi.
Oh, let somebody in. Sorry. Knocking on the door. Oops.
Let them in Zoom.
All right, you're all in. Okay, so you're all in. Oh, is this somebody in? Okay, you're all in. All right, so within there, and so within this ark, the same word ark is when Moses was in the bulrushes, when his mama put him in a basket,
Yes, yes,
that basket that they pitched within and out,
yes.
that same basket is used, teva, ark, as it is when Noah
Built the ark.
built the ark. Same thing.
Same thing.
The basket that held the life
Right, right.
was Moses.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
So it's got the same thing. It's got a teva in there. Is that amazing or what?
That's shows you the awesomeness of God's grace. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a tet, but it's a tav.
Well, anyway, it was still a good. It's a cool word. I mean, you know.
Uh-huh. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Mm-hmm. So, but still, it's the same thing. You put this baby in the bulrushes in an ark of safety.
That's right.
Uh-huh. And Moses has an ark of safety.
Yes.
and here it is in this little basket. Remember we talked about a snake being coiled up in a basket in a tet. In a tet. Amazing.
Amazing.
And why did she put him in that basket? Because she saw that he was a proper child.
That's right. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. Anointed.
Mm-hmm.
Very anointed.
Mm-hmm.
So she put him in an ark of safety.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Ark of safety. Amen. So, but it's just amazing. But you won't see that. You won't see that this basket in the bulrushes is the same ark, teva.
Same word.
Right. It's the same Hebrew word as the ark that Moses built.
Right.
Unless you know Hebrew.
I get it. I would not have got that. I'm thinking basket or I'm thinking the ark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't realize that the basket of Moses is the exact same Hebrew word in the Torah
Mm-hmm.
that the word ark is
Right.
in the Torah. So no, I would not have known that without Hebrew. No.
Right. And that is what we're going to go through when you guys ask me, are you guys going to continue to learn Hebrew? Those are the kinds of things that I want to show you in the next Hebrew classes that we have. Is those kind of things that you won't pick up and you won't know in the English translations and the English versions. You won't know that unless you actually know the Hebrew versions. You won't figure it out. So I have it down here for you. Unfortunately, it's in the Tav, so we're going to talk about it again when it gets in the Tav. But I have it down here for you. Let's see. We talked about zooming it because it's hard to see. Let me see. Zoom. Where's the zoom at?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
What?
Zoom and your Zoom technology. H.
View. There we go.
Okay.
Is it under view? Zoom?
HBT. Heidi Begley Technology.
Well, somebody told me to do this last time.
Okay. Oh.
There we go.
Can you pull back
Can we
too when
zoom
you're
it
ready?
again?
Can you be able to do it twice? Zoom.
There we go. But I don't know if I can
Yeah.
scoot it over.
Oh,
Okay.
amazing.
So here it is. See the tet? I mean, it's not a tet. I keep wanting it to
Keep
be
saying
a tet.
it. It's not.
I want it to
It's
be
a
a
tav.
tet.
It's a tav.
Okay, so it's a tav and a vav. I mean a bet. And a tav again. So there you go. So there it is. Right there. And so it's
So the same Hebrew word.
so when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes and daubed it with slime and with pitch. And so there it is for him. And that's where she put him in it. So it's an ark is it's a hay, but here it's because it's a feminine form. They put it into another tet down there.
And some of these words are masculine and feminine a
Right.
lot in Hebrew. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. There's your ark of safety right there. And that same ark is used in Noah when he put the ark of safety.
Right.
But you would not know because here it's just like an ark of bulrushes. Well, you don't think of a little
Still
basket.
think of it as a basket. Right, right.
It's the same as an ark.
But there's a
Of
spiritual
Noah.
component here
Mhm.
that she's putting this baby in the ark of God.
Right.
Okay?
Mhm.
In the ark of safety. Just like God said to Noah, he said, but you found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Now here, I need you to build this ark
Mhm.
or build this basket, if you will. It's the same word in Hebrew,
Right.
but for both Moses and Noah, it was the ark of safety, the basket of safety. That you're cradled in the hands of God.
Mhm.
Okay? And that's what the Hebrew word is trying to say. The spiritual aspect of this word, not just the physical aspect, but that's what I love about Hebrew is there's spiritual aspects within the Hebrew words.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And think about it. He's going to deliver the whole group. Moses is going to deliver. Baby Moses is going to be the deliverer.
Of all the Hebrew children.
Right. Of the whole generation.
Right.
Of the people.
Right.
Just like Noah is going to be the deliverer.
Oh, all the
of
human
whole
race.
Generation of the human
Human
race.
race.
Yes.
So that word is the same word in Hebrew is used for both scenarios. It's deliverance, it's safety, it's preserving, it's protecting, quite amazing.
Yes, amazing is right. Amazing is the word for it. So, wow. So
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just stuck on it.
Broke a tove. Which means morning is good. Where we say good morning. Tove is actually good.
Yes.
So it's morning is good.
Yes.
Where we say good morning. Okay.
Right.
So broke a tove.
Yes. So there you go.
That's about all I got right there.
So let's talk about the Yud review. All right. So like Pastor was saying to me afterwards last week. I keep saying yesterday.
Come on, darling.
So yesterday.
Yesterday.
I was telling Rex.
Such an easy game we play.
So Rex
Yeah.
Bear, we had several stumbles with Rex, and I said, I told Rex, I said, I'm so terrible with time that I say I'm timeless, but most people say I'm clueless.
Yeah, I'll say for you and Rex Bear to get something set in stone on time is an adventure, because that guy, he's floating out there in the cosmos, and you're not far behind. That's okay. We love you anyway.
Yes, but somehow we still got it down.
You got it done, yeah.
Yes. So a Yud review. So you were saying after we got off the air last week that you were naming off all the patriarchs, that they all started with Yud, and you're right.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm trying to say Yeshua of the tribe of Judah. Yehuda.
Yes.
There's a bunch of them.
Which is Judah.
Right.
Yehuda. And so then we have Jacob. So it's Yaakov.
Or
and
Joseph.
And Yosef, which I put him up here for you because you were rattling him off.
Yeah.
So Yosef is here. And then Yom is day. Right? I mean, there's a lot of words that start with Yud. And we talked last week about how Yud was just such the little jot or tittle that Jesus was talking about when he said, don't you change one jot or tittle in the word, right?
Right.
And so Yud is it. Yud is that little jot or tittle. It's also called like the little atom of the whole alphabet. It's just a little jot or tittle. So Yom is another day. Or is the day, and then also you have Yom like that where it has the vav in it, but if you just have Yam, and this you can get confused very easy. Yam is sea, so it's Yom is day, but Yam is sea. You see how you can get that confused very easily? So when they call the Red Sea, a lot of people say, and I've heard Michael Rood preach on this a lot. So when they call it the Red Sea, a lot of people say they mistake that, and it's the sea of reeds, not the Red Sea. So that's a whole nother. Go listen to Michael Rood. He will tell you all about that. So Yom is day, but Yam is sea. See how close that is? I can tell you because I messed that up on my test several times. So it's very, very close. These words a lot of times they're very close, and sometimes they're really like almost opposite in meaning, and they're really close in their roots as far as that goes too. So that's what I've got for the review for today. So let's just come on with a couple new letters. I think we do the Lamed? I think we did the Lamed.
I think you did Lamed last week.
Okay, so we were talking about the Kaf, I remember.
Yes.
We talked about the Kaf. And Kever is also a grave. A Kever is a grave, and it also talks about a crown. So that kind of, again, you start learning about Jewish thinking is totally different thinking than Western thinking. So the more that you start getting involved in reading how the the Hebrew thinking goes, you start seeing the reasoning. So you would receive a crown, a keter, when you go to your grave. So a kever would be your grave, and you would receive a crown. So it would kind of make sense that both of those things would start with a cough. So lamed, like we talked about before, that all has to do with teaching and authority. And we talked before about the word shalom, and how shalom, we haven't got to sheen yet, but the sheen means teeth, and then the hay, and then you have your lamed right in the middle of that, shalom. So there's your authority. And then the mem, which we're getting ready to do next, mem could be chaos. Okay, water and chaos. So that's why you have to take that rod of authority and remove that chaos out of your life. What's the matter?
People need in.
Remove that chaos out of your life if you're ever going to have the peace.
That's what shalom does.
Yes.
Yes.
You take a hold by the teeth.
Take authority.
You take a hold of that rod of authority to remove that chaos out of your life.
All right.
That's how you get peace. And the more that you study that, the more you think about it, when you are struggling with something that's giving you anxiety, you know what you need to do about it. You don't want to do something about it. It's like, oh, I really don't want to have to lay down this boundary here. I don't want to face this conflict. And you continue to wallow in whatever that is, and that's why you don't have peace. When you really face up to it, you're like, oh, that situation is too complicated. I can't deal with that.
Well, we don't
want to face that
sometimes
conflict.
We can't deal with the confrontation of what it takes to bring the manifestation of peace.
Right.
We don't want that confrontation.
Right. I've let that boundary go too many times now. If I reach in there and set a boundary now, it's gonna cause all
confrontation.
kinds of trouble.
But until you fix this thing, until you extract this from your life, you will not have peace.
Right. Until you take that lamed, that rule of authority, and
is that what lamed means?
Yeah, the lamed.
Rule of authority.
It's a shepherd's hook. It's a shepherd's hook.
Yeah.
And you take that hook and you pull that cow back,
or get that sheep
back,
or the sheep. Get the sheep back in line.
Pull them back.
I know.
It's not always pretty.
No.
Uh-oh, somebody's talking.
Somebody's talking. Does somebody need in?
I don't know.
Don't you have them muted?
Yeah, but they can unmute themselves.
Oh.
So you pull them back. So shalom is not just, let's chill out on the beach, man. Shalom is actually doing something to bring about that peace that you're looking for.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's, you actually take a look at these letters and they will help you. So sometimes, I have, when I'm trying to remember my vocabulary words, sometimes, not always do these letters that, their meanings line up, but sometimes they do. For instance, there's a word like nair, and there's two, they both sound the same. And so nair with the ayin in it, and ayin is I. The one with the ayin in it means boy, but the other one without the ayin in it is a river. So I can remember the one with the ayin in the middle is a boy. It makes sense. So sometimes you can use the meanings of the letters
to help figure out the word.
To help you remember, especially if it's a homophone like that, they sound the same, to help you remember if you're trying to remember these words as vocabulary words, sometimes you can use them like that and help you remember that. So, what do you think? You have any questions?
Well, I'm elementary here, you're showing me a letter, and I'm trying to just grasp the symbol there on Zoom. and seeing the word chet, and then
Het.
that's
It's a-
het.
It's a
So
het.
see, I'm saying chet,
Yes.
and it's not even pronouncing
It's
it right.
a hard H.
It's het,
Yes.
and there's a symbol. Now that word het, or that letter het, means what?
It means offense.
Offense.
Yes.
So I look at that and I say het. And I try to visualize a fence with that letter, and they're not always going to do that.
Right.
But that's part of this memorization and studying, and that's why you keep taking it over and over, right?
Right. And that is actually from Hanukkah.
What is
Het. Hanukkah. But nobody spells it that way because it's too hard for Westerners, so they don't spell it with the CH.
they spell with an H.
Yeah.
Hanukkah, because we're used to seeing H sound ha, but it's actually Hanukkah, a hard H, and it's pronounced it should be CHET.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it means dedication.
Okay.
As Jesus went to the dedication, where it refers to that in the Bible. Jesus
Okay.
goes to the dedication, right?
They ask, how long does it take you to learn this? Well, you've been studying every day for 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So far,
Okay.
and I haven't learned it all.
No, but you're doing really good. I mean, you're breaking down the letters for us right now, which is real huge.
Yeah. So Hebrew is a language that is like a lifelong learning. It really is. So I mean, and this is biblical Hebrew. So this isn't modern Hebrew. So that's a totally different animal.
This is Paleo Hebrew. No.
No.
This is just
This
biblical
is biblical
Hebrew. So that when people go to read the Bible, so that way they can look, that if they learn this, they can learn what the Hebrew scripture says, and then they can look at the King James English version if they want to, and you'll see that some of the words in the English language, or even the King James language, is not always exactly the same as the Hebrew word.
No.
And that's because some of it is sentence structuring, but try to make it flow better and make it simpler,
Right.
because we don't say the same things like we would say it's a basket that you put Moses in, where the Hebrew word is, no, it's an ark.
Right.
Just like Noah was in the ark, but Moses was put in an ark. We'd say, no, that's a basket. That's the ark. This is a basket. Well,
Right.
in Hebrew, no, there's a reason to say it's an ark. It's because it's more than just a physical structure that he's safely in. It's a spiritual deliverer has been cradled in the grace of God. This is huge event here. And we may not catch that with our English language, but God's language, Hebrew, it certainly is going to be there.
Right. And then the other thing that's really cool, and I'm going to just say this one thing, and then I'm going to open up the volume here for everybody, is there's a word that means side, it's in Genesis, but where they say, that it's interpreted, is it interpreted rib? I'm not sure if they interpreted actually rib, but they say that Eve was taken from Adam's side. That word side, it's a salam, I believe, something like that. But it's only found 3 times in the Bible. So that's really important too, that you know exactly how many times this actual Hebrew word was found in the Bible, and where, and why, and what context. And so it was found where Eve was taken from Adam's side, but it was also found where the Ark of the Covenant was built. On the side.
The side. So the side of the Ark of the Covenant has the same word,
the same exact Hebrew
as the
word.
rib taken from Adam's side.
Yes, but it's not interpreted rib. It's
Rib,
just
it's
side.
side. Okay.
And then also in the side of the tabernacle.
Yes. Well, so when the tabernacle's built,
Mm-hmm.
the word that they use for the side of the tabernacle is the exact same word as used for the side of the Ark of the Covenant. It's the exact same word used for the side of Adam. Now, why wouldn't you
Only 3 times is it used.
in the whole Bible?
And used for those 3 sides. So
And no other sides gets this Hebrew word.
So how important is that?
It's huge. And if you think about those 3 things,
Mm-hmm.
when God put Adam in a deep sleep and took out of his side his bride, okay?
Hello.
And then when the tabernacle, when the Ark of the Covenant's made, he refers to this miracle again as the side of the Ark of the Covenant.
Mhm.
It's the birthing of a new covenant.
Mhm.
And then he puts the same word for the side of the tabernacle that houses the Ark of the Covenant.
Mhm.
You know, it shows you God. These are miraculous,
Mhm.
miracles, significant, huge moment of creation.
Yes.
Remember, he's a creator here.
Yes. He's creating.
I'm not a Hebrew expert, but the spiritual side of that is wow, wow, wow. Why nowhere else
Right.
does this word refer to the side of something?
It's huge.
Because those sides are not
It's
as
like-
important.
It's like, stop, take notice.
Right, because the
Yes.
other sides of a box or the side of an elephant or whatever, that doesn't matter compared to these three sides. It's
Right.
huge,
Right.
huge.
Yes.
Okay, shalom, shalom.
So those are the things, and we'll go ahead and open up your mics if you like now. Those are the things that we're going to learn when we go through and we learn Hebrew. That's the kind of stuff that you can know only if you know the Hebrew interpretations. So any questions out there? Hello, hello, hello.
Give them a moment. Somebody's coming on.
Hello, Heidi.
Yes.
Hi, I have a question. After the summer session is done, are you going to continue to offer Hebrew lessons?
Yes, that's what we were just giving you examples of things like that, where we will talk about more like stories within the Bible, where we'll give you examples of, the word to teva, like ark, and show you that give you more of the examples within the stories of the Bible, within the context of the Bible, or Selam, where there's only those three examples of side, and give you those examples of the stories. That's where we're going to go beyond the letters.
And you're going to give a schedule when you're going to start that too, right?
Yes. Yes. This is going to wrap up, the beginning of August. So after that, then we'll come up with a schedule for going beyond this. Got 3 more weeks here with the letters. Okay?
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions? You're all quiet today. Are you guys tired?
Did you go over, how many new letters did you go over tonight?
We only went over, I don't think we went over any new letters. We mostly did
Okay.
review.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The next 3 weeks you'll get the rest.
We've got 3 more weeks here, so we have the rest of we are already halfway through the alphabet. So yeah, so we have 3 more weeks, so we'll be fine.
I think I wake up and my brain is full when I first wake up, and now it's starting to kind of,
They want to know.
It's full. My brain's full now.
Over here on YouTube, they're asking, will the next courses be on Wednesday? I don't know. It's working out for me.
Yeah, that's what's good for you. Yeah.
Mhm. Does it work out for you all over here, Wednesdays? It's working out for me, so I think that might work. Mm-hmm. Cheryl wants to know where she can see this info, so Melissa maybe can send her the info. All
Yeah,
right.
I want to print it all out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sent you that list. I mean, the Google link.
Okay.
Thank you, Melissa. All right.
Some of the different keyboards, you'll see that there's a little bit of difference in how the letters look.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to.
Yeah, I
Okay,
switched my
yeah.
keyboard over from on my my phone and then on my tablet. At first I couldn't get it on my phone to switch it over, but I can do that because I'm doing an app where you put it in, and you have to switch it over then to Hebrew. So
And then like my keyboard that I can pull up on my screen, it has ENG for English, and then I can click on that now because I've downloaded the Hebrew so that I have a Hebrew keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I know what the letters look like, and I can just type those in and then find out what the word means. But the thing is, like, well, I'll ask you about it later, but Google Translate I'll just say this: Google Translate is like you put the letters in. I don't know if I trust it. I just don't. I wish I knew for sure what was what, because I can go to Bible Hub, Blue Letter Bible. There's another one called NewJerusalem.org. You can see, the Hebrew there, and they have the Strong's number, and I can verify, that's actually, but I don't know about Google.
Google Translate does not always translate correctly, no.
Right.
Probably
not.
And there's something called IM Translator too. I don't know.
No, you're not going outside. It's too hot.
Oh. Okay. No, I won't go outside.
I won't either. It's too hot.
No. Blue Letter Bible is pretty nice. I used it. I found that when I was going through the Greek class because I really couldn't find anything that was helping me with Greek. So it was nice. It also has a nice Septuagint on it. So that the Blue Letter Bible I found to be pretty nice. I like that app. That's very helpful.
So that's on the internet?
I've got it on my phone. So that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's on the phone, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Blue Letter Bible. Okay.
Blue Letter Bible, yeah, it was really nice. And like I said, I had a hard time finding anything to help me with Greek, and that one has a Greek on it. It was nice.
Is Greek hard?
It's Greek hard. At first, I thought Greek was easy, but it didn't take long for me to realize, nope, Greek's not that easy.
Yeah, well, so far I think that Hebrew is easy, but I'm got a feeling that it's going to change.
Yeah, Greek has too many declinations, they call it.
A declination, okay.
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
That they just take the word and they just keep messing with it.
Oh, I think Hebrew does that too, though.
Yeah, Hebrew does too, yes.
It's like it's like a 3 or 4 language, so it's pretty hard. I learned that the first one I was looking at. It was just 3 or 4. I go, oh, that sounds like it's probably hard. It's not a 1.
Yeah, Hebrew is. That's what I think I was trying to say, is that their words are so close to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're very close to each other. Yeah. Yeah.
I make little like this one, it has 3 M's, and it means happy. So I go, it's happy because it has 3 of them in it. Do stuff like that with my brain.
Yeah. And just about when you think you've got something figured out, they'll switch it on you.
Right.
And you're like, that's what I'm in now. In my 3rd year, it's all irregular verbs. And it's,
oh gosh.
yeah, so it's like everything that breaks the rules. It's
oh
like,
no, yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Something that I just really love is that, Jesus, before the Tower of Babel, there was one language, and then he, dispersed them all and, made other languages. And it's really sometimes like we're limited by language in order to, like, I'll learn like something that the Hebrew says, and it's like, wow, like it's just so much deeper than what we have in the English, and all these scenarios that you can just meditate on. It's really truly amazing. But God's beyond that even. Like, he's beyond language. It's just, this is the simplest way for him to, tell us who he is. And
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's true.
Heidi, they're saying the letters link for today is an unsupported file. We can't open it.
All right. I will try to redo the file and resend it then.
Okay.
All right. And then also, Melissa was saying that how to get the Zoom replay. So yes, I didn't send the Zoom replay, so I will do that, Melissa. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yes. All right. No more questions?
We're practicing Portugal over here in the chat and
Oh
YouTube.
wow, cool.
Yeah.
So we must have somebody from Brazil.
I think we have somebody in here either from Brazil or Portugal. I don't know. They're Portuguese. I don't know what. I don't know if they're an American or.
I know we have a lot of people from Brazil, so that could be.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hi, I have a question.
Yes.
I put it in the chat.
In the chat.
Oh.
In the chat. I don't see the chat.
In the chat on Zoom.
In the chat on Zoom. Where do I find the chat on Zoom?
At the bottom. Mine is.
I have everything at the top.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, can you just tell me what it is? Because I can't find it.
I asked how many baskets are in the Bible.
Oh my, I don't know how many baskets are in the Bible.
That's huge. I'll try to find it.
Good project for Paul.
And then I asked if, do we all go back to one language?
Oh.
I wouldn't think so. You mean like when we go to heaven?
Yes.
You don't think so? I do.
You think we all go to one language?
I think it'll be Hebrew.
Oh, I don't know.
I think we'll have ESP.
I think we'll just automatically understand each other.
Yeah, maybe.
And the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hope they can talk.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
There's 46 times in the Bible. 46 times in the Bible the word basket is used in 17 different books of the Bible.
Wow.
Right, next
Check
time.
you out.
Just saying.
Wow.
Just check you out.
Sorry. Sorry. So sorry.
Thank you.
And we have some oceanfront property in Arizona. No, seriously, that's what it is. Yeah, it's a great story because when you think of the 12 baskets, of course, that's in the New Testament, which the New Testament is written mainly in Greek, except Matthew and another one. So I'd like to know in the Bible, when it talks about they picked up 12 baskets full of fragments,
Right.
is that basket word they use also ark, similar to Moses,
You'd have to
or
check
is it
all
a
out.
different?
Now you're curious.
Now I'm curious.
Now
So I'm
you're
going to have to go to the
curious.
Septuagint. Maybe somebody does have the Septuagint there, and they can look and see what it is in Greek.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another whole thing, is that Greek is written different
Yes.
than Hebrew
Right.
and English.
Mm-hmm.
So to be honest, when you think about all the translations of the Bible from languages,
Mm-hmm.
there is a little bit lost in translation, no matter how hard you try,
Right.
because people's dialect and their attitude about words are different.
Right.
So words have different meanings in certain cultures and may not be as important in another culture.
And I know our Greek teacher would usually read most of the Old Testament in Greek because he said the Greek and the translating the Hebrew to Greek was just very difficult. He would mostly encourage us to just read the New Testament in Greek.
In Greek. And that's so did the late Dr. Chuck Missler,
Mm-hmm.
who really said, look, New Testament, just read the Septuagint.
Mm-hmm.
Study the New Testament in Greek, study the Old Testament in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get more out of it than trying to figure out what it would be in Hebrew.
Right.
When you
But the
don't,
Septuagint it's the Old Testament is written in Greek,
I know.
but he said it's just a very difficult translation.
Yeah, so read it in Hebrew, or look and see what the English translation is from Hebrew, and in the New Testament, look and see what the English translation is from Greek, and you'll get more out of the Bible understanding of it. And that was Dr. Chuck Missler, and I think he was right on that.
Yeah. Jeremiah 24, he says, describes 2 different baskets.
There you go. So now, and that's in Hebrew. So there you go. 2 different baskets in Hebrew.
Amos talks about summer fruit. Doesn't it talk
He
about
calls
a basket?
about a basket of summer fruit.
Yes.
Yes, that's in Amos. So again, what kind of basket are those? Well, what is the Hebrew word for those? Or maybe they're just containers. Maybe they're just something that hold the fruit in or whatever. But that's a whole study you've just created here while trying to learn just the alphabet of Hebrew.
That's what it does. It creates.
Isn't there a whore, the Babylonian whore in the basket in Book of Revelation?
Is she in a basket?
Well, she rides on the beast.
Yeah, but I thought there was a basket that had like
or an angel or somebody flies a basket somewhere. Don't they? Put her in the basket.
In a scroll.
I'll take a look. I can't top my head. I can't remember that, but it may be very well possible. So I'll need to look at that.
There is.
Yeah, in the Book of Revelation.
I don't know.
I'll look that up.
This is cool.
So Heidi, do you read Hebrew now? I mean, can you take the Bible and read some of it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have to.
You have to?
That's my assignments.
Okay.
Yes, I have to.
How long has it been since you've been doing that?
That's, you mean since I've been able to?
Being able to read.
Yeah. Through the first year, by the end of the first year, you're able to read, they say 75% of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That Bible that you're reading, are you reading out of modern letters or are you reading ancient Hebrew letters?
They take us to the Dead Sea Scrolls even, but yeah, we read the regular modern.
So I have trouble trying to figure out the different shapes of the ancient letters and comparing them to the new letters. Do you have some kind of chart that compares them next to each other so that you can kind of remember what they are?
We do.
You have them on your screen for each individual letter, but do you have maybe a chart that has all the letters side by side?
I do, and I can get that for you. But I have the paleo one, but it's only paleo. It's not side by side. But I can get you a side by side one.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and thank you for doing this. This is very fascinating information that you're sharing with all of us.
In the Book of Revelation, chapter 10, she is correct. And that is the verse, starting about verse 5, it says, "Then the angel who was speaking to me came forward and said to me, 'Look up and see what's appearing.' I asked, 'What is it?' He replied, 'It is a basket.' And he added, 'This is the iniquity of the people throughout the land.' Then the cover of the lid was raised, and there in the basket sat a woman. He said, 'This is wickedness.' And he pushed her back into the basket and pushed its lead cover down on it.
Wow.
And I looked up, and there stood before me 2 women with the wind in their wings, and they had wings like those of a stork, and they lifted up the basket between the heaven and the earth. And where are they taking the basket?' I asked the angel who was speaking to me, and he replied, 'To the country of Babylonia, to build a house for it. When the house is ready, the basket will be set there in its place.'"
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
So the basket or the shelter, the thing that it was, providing a place for it. Now, I lose my train of thought.
And that's the NIV, by the way. Now, I'm not reading from the King James. That's the NIV, but that's what it means.
They replaced the house. Like the basket was for Noah was a house, or the chest, or the ark. And
Right.
then for Moses, it was a basket. And I was thinking, like, well, basket wouldn't make a very good house. It doesn't have a lid, but that one's got, like, what'd you say, a lid?
Yeah, it's got a lid on it. It calls it a lead, LED, but it's a lid.
Oh,
Is that to keep evil in?
Yeah, and actually, just so you know, in the Jews, when you talk about exorcisms, I don't want to get way off track here, but Jewish exorcists believe they can take demon spirits and put them in a box and seal them up. And they practice that, okay?
Ghostbusters.
Well, I'm just saying, so in this revelation, this wickedness is put in a basket and sealed up, okay?
Wow.
Which that's probably coming from his Jewish roots. Actually, we're
Right.
talking about John now, the Revelator, who would have understood that, being a Jew himself. So
Right.
that's just interesting. It's a side note, but something to think about.
Wow.
Remember when he was a little kid, we grew up in Sunday school, they said the devil is a sly old fox. I like to catch him and put him in a box, lock the door, and throw away the key for all the mature. They didn't know it, or somebody knew it when they were writing that little song, that was actually a practice to contain the demons. Yeah. That's free though. I threw that in for free.
Thank you.
There you go.
Heidi,
Yes.
I remember in Zephaniah 3:9 it talks about a pure language, that everybody will speak a pure language, and then I will turn to the people a pure language, and they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him in one consent.
There you go.
There it is.
Pure language.
There you go.
And that's probably Hebrew.
That's what I'm
I'm just saying,
I don't know.
probably.
I'm thinking, yeah.
It's a
I
pure
think
language.
either that or Aramaic.
Could be Aramaic too. Jesus spoke Aramaic.
It's a pure language,
but,
whatever it is.
You know,
And Jesus will have a new name too.
yes.
Yes, he's got a kind of a secret name, does he, that nobody
He's got a
knows?
secret name right now. Yes. We'll know it all though then.
I know, it's going to be so cool. I can't wait.
Me either.
This world's nutty.
Yes, God is good all the
But God
time.
is just right, and he is long-suffering, so we have to be patient.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you much. And
Okay, thank you,
we'll do this
Heidi.
again Wednesday night.
Oh, you too.
All right. Love you guys.
Later, Paul.
Good night. Are you serious? Good night.
See y'all later.
Good night, John Boy. Good night,
Let-
Sue Ellen.
Let them see ya.
Wow!
Are you serious?
Are you serious? How do you say "Are you serious" in Hebrew, Heidi?
Oh,
You have to
I
find
don't
that
know.
Yeah,
out.
he has to learn that.
I need to learn that, don't I?
he did learn it.
I did learn
before.
it.
I don't remember.
Rabbi Glick taught it to me, but I
Yes.
can't remember. I'll try to refresh up on that.
Somebody taught it.
Yeah.
once.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. See you, everybody.
Okay.
Good to see you, brothers and sisters.
Mhm.
Amen.
Bye all.